Hello guys! In this video, we'll explain how the Batch Basket Process Scheduler works. Introduction. This diagram explains how the Batch Process Scheduler works for processing new baskets in the SKYVVA platform. The scheduler runs automatically at a configured interval, finds baskets that are ready, groups them efficiently, launches batch apex jobs, processes the records, updates the basket status, and then repeats. Step 1. Scheduler Batch Process. The process begins with the Batch Process Scheduler, which runs automatically at a configurable time interval, such as every 5 minutes. Its purpose is to look for new baskets that are ready for processing. Whenever the scheduler starts, it checks whether any eligible baskets are waiting. If no baskets are found, the scheduler simply ends its execution and waits until the next scheduled interval before running again. Step 2. Find ready baskets, optimized by queue. Once the scheduler starts, it searches for all ready baskets using an optimized round-robin queue strategy. Instead of selecting baskets from only one queue, it picks one eligible basket from each queue in sequence. For example, it selects one basket from Q1, then Q2, Q3, Q4, and Q5. If there is still processing capacity available, the scheduler repeats the same cycle. This approach ensures that all queues are processed fairly and prevents one busy queue from monopolizing the processing resources. Step 3. Group baskets, optimized. After all eligible baskets have been selected, the scheduler groups them for processing based on the configured settings. In default mode, each basket is assigned to its own batch apex job, meaning one basket creates one job. In optimized mode, multiple baskets are grouped together into a single batch apex job. For example, if the configuration is set to process up to 200 baskets per job, the scheduler groups those baskets together before creating the batch apex job. This optimization significantly reduces the number of batch apex jobs, improves processing efficiency, and increases overall system scalability. Step 4. Launch batch apex jobs. Once the baskets have been grouped, the scheduler launches the corresponding batch apex jobs. Each job receives one basket or one group of baskets, depending on the configured processing mode. At this point, the scheduler has prepared all the work, and each batch apex job begins processing its assigned baskets independently. Step 5. Process basket records. Each batch apex job processes its assigned baskets by first reading all basket records and then sending those records to the configured target system, such as Salesforce, SAP, or another integrated application. During processing, each basket moves through its life cycle, starting with the init status, changing to processing while the records are being handled, and finally updating to completed if everything succeeds or failed if an error occurs. This status flow allows administrators to monitor the progress and outcome of every basket. Step 6. Scheduler repeats. After all batch apex jobs have been launched and the basket statuses have been updated, the scheduler completes its current execution. It then waits until the next configured time interval before running again. This continuous scheduling cycle ensures that new baskets are automatically detected and processed as they become available, providing reliable and efficient automated processing. This diagram illustrates how the BatchReprocess scheduler works. The overall workflow is the same as the batch process scheduler shown in the previous diagram. The main difference is that batch process handles new baskets, while BatchReprocess is responsible for retrying incomplete, failed, or stuck baskets. So this diagram we do not explain again. The end-to-end flow is exactly the same as the batch process scheduler. The scheduler runs at the configured interval, finds eligible baskets, groups them, launches batch apex jobs, processes the basket records, updates the basket status, and then repeats the cycle. The only difference is that this scheduler processes failed, incomplete, or stuck baskets, ensuring they are automatically retried until they are successfully completed. Here we are on the Batch Control Board screen. The Batch Control Board provides a centralized place to monitor and manage batch processing. In this video, we'll focus only on the Scheduler tab. If you'd like to learn more about all Batch Control Board features, we have a dedicated video on our YouTube channel that explains them in detail. Today, we'll focus specifically on basket processing using the scheduler. Before starting the scheduler, let's first look at the Working Baskets tab. The Working Baskets section stores all inbound processing baskets that are waiting to be processed. In this demonstration, we have 5 baskets and each basket contains 20 records. There are 2 ways to process these baskets. The first option is manual processing, where we can select 1 or more baskets and process them immediately. The second option is scheduler processing, where the Batch Basket Processing Scheduler automatically processes baskets according to the configured schedule. In this video, we'll focus on scheduler processing. Now, let's move to the Scheduler tab. The Batch Basket Processing Scheduler is designed to process baskets automatically and efficiently. You can configure how often the scheduler runs, start or stop the scheduler, and refresh its status. The scheduler is available from multiple locations, including the Batch Control Board, Integration Detail page, and the Integration Administration tab. Once enabled, the scheduler executes automatically based on its configured schedule, allowing basket processing to continue without manual intervention. The Scheduler tab contains 3 scheduling levels. Each level provides a different scope of control, allowing you to process baskets at the level that best matches your business requirements. Let's look at each one. The first section is Integration Schedulers. This is the highest scheduling level. When an integration scheduler runs, it processes all available baskets across the entire integration. This option is useful when you want to execute every eligible interface within the integration using a single scheduler. The second section is Interface Group Schedulers. This is the middle scheduling level. Instead of processing the entire integration, it processes only the interfaces that belong to a specific interface group. This allows related interfaces to be executed together while remaining independent from other interface groups. The final section is Interface Schedulers. This is the most detailed scheduling level. It processes baskets for a single interface only. This provides the greatest level of control and is commonly used when testing, troubleshooting, or scheduling individual interfaces independently. For this demonstration, we'll use the Interface Scheduler. Now, let's see the scheduler in action. We'll start the Interface Scheduler. Once the scheduler starts, it immediately begins checking for eligible baskets. Based on the scheduler configuration, it selects baskets using the queue-based scheduling logic that we discussed earlier. The selected baskets are then grouped according to the basket record collection size setting. Finally, the scheduler launches the required batch Apex jobs to process the baskets automatically. Let's watch the processing in real time. Now, find the Scheduler Interface section. We'll start with the Batch Process per Interface Scheduler. This scheduler processes all newly created working baskets with the init status. Next, click the Time Settings button. For this example, select the Run Every Minute frequency and set the interval to 5. Then click Save. This configuration means the interface scheduler will run every 5 minutes to process eligible baskets. Now click the Start button to begin the scheduler. After starting the scheduler successfully, you'll see that the status is started and the comment is running. You can see the start time and the next scheduled time here. After 5 minutes, the scheduler will execute the interface to query the basket with init status to the processing. Now back to the Working Basket tab. As you can see, the scheduler has processed the basket as expected. Now, let's check the Apex Jobs page. As you can see, there are 5 completed batch Apex jobs. Each completed job represents 1 basket that was processed by the scheduler. Since we had 5 baskets waiting for processing, the scheduler automatically created and executed 5 batch Apex jobs. All of them completed successfully, which confirms that the scheduler processed every basket as expected. Now go to the Message Monitor tab. Click Apply Filter. Here, you can see that 5 completed messages have been created. These are the basket messages, and each basket message contains 20 records. This confirms that all records were processed as expected. Now back to the Scheduler tab. Now, we'll demonstrate the processing using the BatchReprocess per Interface Scheduler. The BatchReprocess Scheduler will process the batch of data from the working basket which has the status failed. The BatchReprocess per interface scheduler is designed to automatically reprocess baskets that were previously interrupted or failed during processing. Instead of requiring manual intervention, the scheduler periodically searches for eligible baskets and retries them. This helps recover from temporary issues, such as network interruptions or external system errors, improving the reliability of the integration process. Go to the Working Basket tab. Here, we have 5 baskets with a failed status, which are ready to be reprocessed by the BatchReprocess per interface scheduler. Now back to the Scheduler tab. We'll start with the BatchReprocess per interface scheduler. Click the Time Setting button, then set the time according to your requirement. In this example, we set it to 5 minutes. Now click the Start button to begin the scheduler. You can see the start time and the next scheduled time here. After starting the scheduler successfully, you'll see that the status is started and the comment is running. After 5 minutes, the scheduler will execute the interface to query the basket with failed status to the processing. Now go to the Working Basket tab to see the result. As you can see, the scheduler has processed the basket as expected. Now, let's check the Apex Jobs page. As you can see, there are 5 completed batch Apex jobs as expected. Go to the Message Monitor tab. Click Apply Filter. Here, you can see that 5 completed messages have been created as we expect. Back to the Scheduler tab. Next, we will show the Interface Group Scheduler section. This section is used to schedule batch processing for all interfaces within a specific interface group. Instead of creating a scheduler for each individual interface, you only need one scheduler for the entire group. In this example, we have 5 interfaces. Go to the Working Basket tab. Here, you can see that we have 10 baskets. Each interface contains 2 baskets, and each basket contains 50 records. Back to the Scheduler tab. As you can see, there are 2 scheduler types, Batch Process per Interface Group and BatchReprocess per Interface Group. They work the same way as we explained in the Interface Scheduler section. Now, click the Time Setting button for Batch Process per Interface Group. In this example, we set the time interval to 2 minutes, then click Save. When we start the scheduler, we expect it to create 5 worker jobs. By default, each worker job processes 1 interface, and each interface processes 1 basket. This is the default worker job configuration, but you can customize it based on your requirements. Now click Start the scheduler. After 2 minutes, go to the Working Basket tab. As you can see, only 5 baskets are shown. This means the scheduler has already queried 5 baskets for processing. This means each worker job queries 1 interface, and each interface queries 1 basket for processing. This is the default behavior of the job worker. If you want to process multiple baskets at the same time, we have a separate video that explains how to configure it. Now, go to the Apex job. As you can see, there are 5 completed batch Apex jobs as expected. When scheduler execution, it will check Apex batch job, how many available to create Apex batch job for available Apex batch job process per interface, 1 Apex batch job execute 1 interface, and default query basket to processing is 1 basket. So if available 5 Apex batch job, it will create Apex batch job worker to execute 5 interfaces inside this interface group. Now go to check the result in the Message Monitor. See? 5 complete messages have been created. Now go back to the Scheduler tab. For BatchReprocess per interface group, we will not show it again because it follows the same process as the interface scheduler section that we have already demonstrated. The interface group scheduler is useful when you need to process multiple interfaces that belong to the same interface group. Instead of starting each interface scheduler individually, you can start a single scheduler to process all interfaces in the group, making administration easier and reducing manual work. Next, we will explain the Integration Scheduler section. The Integration Scheduler section is responsible for managing background jobs that run automatically at a configured time interval. Instead of users manually executing tasks, the scheduler periodically triggers system processes such as batch processing, reprocessing failed messages, and generating alerts. The processing flow of the Integration Scheduler section is identical to that of the Interface Group Scheduler section. Therefore, it is not repeated in this document. The primary difference lies in the execution scope. Interface group schedulers process only the interfaces within the selected interface group, whereas integration schedulers process all interfaces within the selected integration, including those organized under its interface groups. Apart from this difference in scope, the scheduling and processing logic remain the same. Finally, we have seen all three scheduler sections and how each scheduler works. By using these schedulers, basket processing can run automatically without manual intervention, helping improve performance and ensure baskets are processed efficiently.
Summary.
Finally, we've learned how the Batch Basket Processing Scheduler automates basket processing in SKYVVA. We explored the three scheduler levels: interface, interface group, and integration, and saw how each one processes baskets at a different scope to meet different business requirements. We also demonstrated how the BatchProcess scheduler handles new baskets and how the BatchReprocess scheduler automatically retries failed baskets. By using these schedulers, you can automate processing, reduce manual effort, improve performance, and ensure reliable integration across your interfaces. Thanks for visiting our YouTube channel. See you in the next video.